Okay, so after I made that last video, I had two giant poops in the span of like 15 minutes after waking up. Like the first thing I do when I wake up is I go to the potty and do my business. And I did my business. And like I said, it was just another wet fart. But then right after that, I had a big poop. And then like 5 minutes later, I had another big poop. And I was like, damn, guess those laxatives are working. Because for a second, I was like, where's all this food I'm supposed to be pooping out? What's going on? But it's the third day, the third morning, I should say, the beginning of the third day. And at this point, I guess would have gotten out everything pre-detox if it takes about 2 days to poop your food out, right? So today is Tuesday morning. I would be pooping out Saturday's food this morning. And I did eat a lot on Saturday. And hopefully it's like everything else. But the other thing I wanted to mention is last night I was pretty congested, and that might be why I didn't sleep that well. It was just really like thick congestion in my head. And this morning, after I started drinking my mushroom tea, I could feel it all loosen up, and there's still weird headache things. I think those weird headache things are really just congestion in the head more than anything, because it feels all funny, especially because stuff has started to loosen up. But it was a good feeling because I was like, wow, I feel like the fruits and veggies that I've been diving into and nothing else is like getting rid of this cold. Like that's what I'm feeling like. And a week ago when I had this like head cold kind of appear, I was doing a fasting day. And then I was like, oh God, this head cold, like you're not supposed to fast on a cold. You need to feed a cold to like push it out. And so I ended up breaking my fast halfway through the day, just to get, food in me. But now I'm really having this enlightened moment of, it's not any food. Like you really have to do like a fruits and veggies, like heaviness, which is probably why they say, soup is so good for you when you have a cold, because it's just like jam packed with all these nutrients. Another thing I have noticed though, is that when I was researching doing a detox, a DIY detox years ago, I was also coming across so much information about how detoxes are really like nasty, not bad for you, but all the nastiness comes out. So the headaches come out, your skin breaks out, you start smelling really funny and all this. And I have not experienced that yet. I'm on day 3 already. Again, the beginning of day 3. But I feel like this, because I paid for this packet of pills, that I'm not experiencing all these crazy side effects that I have come across in my research. And I was expecting the worst, honestly, because I had researched this years ago and learned everything that can possibly happen during a detox. The fact that I haven't really experienced anything, and like I said, I had these like weird like spot, like a headache's gonna come on but didn't come on experiences. But I think a lot of that was just congestion in my head from this head cold. So it's fascinating to me that a packet of pills, now granted, I'm taking 16 pills each day, which is a lot. 16. Or is it, sorry, actually, wait, is it 5 and then 7 or 7 and then 9? Yeah, it's 7 pills and then 9 pills. So yeah, that's a lot, like 7 pills in the morning, 9 at night. But I'm not having these side effects. And again, this is the beginning of day 3. If I start getting any side effects, I will 100% tell you. But the side effects that I have read about in the past, they're just gross. Like I said, you start smelling bad. Oh, and not even that, like headaches, smelling bad, and breakouts. But then there's the mood swings. And this is what I was also expecting, is just grumpiness, short-temperedness, things that like make people not want to be around you. That's what I was expecting. But so far, I'm so chill. Like I've, energy, chillness. At the end of yesterday, I did start to slow down, kind of like I had that experience midday the day before. But I think, like I said, cooking my food yesterday really sustained a lot of energy, and I'm pretty sure that's the oil, like the fat is what was sustaining my energy, because fat is so important. Gone are the days of the 80s when fat was the enemy. Yeah, they told everyone fat was the enemy, and then obesity rates skyrocketed. Does that seem logical? No, because you think, well, if you put fat in your body, you'll get fat. Like, that's what they were telling people. The problem is when they decided fat was the enemy, they started changing all these ingredients in the processed foods to like buttloads of sugar, which I still believe causes cancer, because sugar puts a lot of stress in the body, and stress is a huge factor in how cancer cells grow. But yeah, obesity rates skyrocketed into the 90s and beyond, because all of a sudden, like, we were being inundated with a whole bunch of chemicals. We took out the natural fat, which is flavor. You can't take out the fat from a meal and have it still super flavorful. Like, fat provides that flavor. And that may be one of those like natural things where, you're going after the fat because of the flavor, because fat's good for you. Just like you go naturally want to eat, sugary fruits because they're good for you. I'm pretty sure God had all of this figured out before he made man. And I said he and man, you know what I mean? I'm not insinuating that God is a man or in any ways, but yeah, I'm pretty sure God had all that figured out before man was created. Human was created. My theory from years ago. God made man and said, oh shit, fuck that one up. Then God made woman. That's what I always used to tell people. Is you look at a man's body and it's pretty gross. And then you look at a woman's body and it's just beautiful. So that was always my theory. Man came first and then woman came second. That was like the do-over. Oh, wait. Let's make this. Anyways. Yeah, so right now I'm feeling weirdness all in this side of my head. But like I said, the mushroom tea kind of helps clear up some of that snot. But yeah, my epiphany of like, whoa, these fruits and veggies are just really like loosening up this cold. And it is a fact that milk products are, mucus producers. And so if you do ever have a cold, you'll definitely want to knock out any milk products, cheeses, creams of any sort, creamy anything. Just don't do it, because it will up the mucus content, which will affect your head. When I really did the research on that, as a vocalist, I had always known, don't drink milk before a performance because you'll get all phlegmy. It's just like a standard thing. But when I actually did the research behind it, I was like, oh gosh, okay. And I was dating someone, and the two of us during allergy season, we just gave up all milk products completely. And it was the most mild allergy season I had experienced in like a decade. So it really, like, firsthand experience, that really makes a difference. And of course, right before I started this detox, I had a giant bowl of ice cream, which shot the head cold into full gear. So it's unloosening. It's loosening up now. Unloosening. What word is that? It's loosening up now, but it feels funny. I usually feel the tightness on this side, so it's kind of wild that I'm feeling like stuff on this side of my face. very well, but this might be where like whatever virus is hanging out in there. I used to be able to like feel pretty much where the virus was like being stored, and this might be all in my head, but I'm pretty sure because it's like I was just so sensitive to my nasal sinus cavities that I could feel like where just like the hub was. And I feel like it must be over here. It's like either here or over here. Oh, look at me touch my face. All right, anyways, getting off. I'm gonna go make a milkshake for my son. We got his vitamins in yesterday, and it comes in this cute little box, and you just pull the vitamins out. And oh, the kids' gummies, they have their own set of pills. I think it's like 4 or 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 whole pills for the boy. There's a lot. But that means he gets extra gummies. But they say you have to do it with a meal. Yeah. And the Life Shake is totally okay for kids. So I'm super excited about that. A lot of times when you get these like grown-up supplements, they're just too much for children. But this is totally okay. So they're like, just have the gummies with the Life Shake. And this is plant protein, so much, much, much better for the environment and for us. A lot of the proteins they're using in these health shakes and stuff are basically byproducts from the dairy industry. Why we are ingesting byproducts is beyond me. When at the gym, they have a smoothie bar that I go to, the gym that I go to. And they have these protein shakes, and I was drinking them, and all of a sudden I was getting like the nastiest smells from my armpits, which is weird because I typically don't smell that bad. I mean, I have my own, pheromones smell, but I've never had like stinky smell.
I literally smell like chocolate.
Smell like chocolate, nice.
Yeah.
And so I was really confused because I eat pretty much plant-based. I'm mostly a vegetarian. I will drink, milk or not milk, but, I'll have milkshakes sometimes. I'll have cheese sometimes, but I typically don't smell because of that. And so I was like getting these rancid, nasty smells out of my pits. And I was like, what is going on? And the only thing I had changed in my life was I was ingesting these like protein shakes at the gym on a regular basis. So I looked up the ingredients and then looked up where these ingredients come from. And I was totally disgusted, like super grossed out, that we're like taking these nasty products that used to be tossed and we're just like, oh, that has lots of protein. Let's, everyone's on this protein kick right now. So let's go ahead and shove it down people's throats and have them, their bodies work really hard to try and get it out of their system because it's a byproduct. It's not supposed to be in our bodies. So the fact that they have these plant protein shakes just makes me so happy. I actually emailed the gym and was like, hey, I would highly suggest offering plant protein in addition to whatever whey byproduct nastiness. I didn't say that, obviously. This is my own regurgitation of it. It was more like, hey, there's a lot of great plant proteins on the market, like pea protein and so forth. I would recommend that you offer that in addition because there are a lot of vegans and vegetarians that work out. Vegans that go to the gym. But they were just like, thanks for your ideas. And then that was the end of it. Like, didn't see any changes, even though it's been like 6 months later, but whatever. I just don't buy shakes from there anymore. And I told all my friends not to too. So their loss. But yeah, this Life Shake is plant protein. So I'm super stoked because where do you think all those giant animals roaming the earth get their protein from? Plants. Yeah. The smallest animals are the predators.
protein from plants.
Yeah, and the biggest animals are all plant eaters.
Yep.
So if you want to be big and strong, people, plants are the way to go.
But some big, some dinosaurs are plant eaters and some dinosaurs are meat eaters
Yes.
that only eat the meat from leaves.
So the biggest of the dinosaurs were plant eaters, and the smaller dinosaurs were meat eaters.
Yep, and the meat eater dinosaurs ate the meat from the leaf.
Yeah, there's not really meat on leaves.
Yeah.
They get the protein from the leaves, the plant eaters.
Yep.
Like, we all need proteins to sustain our bodies.
But I need to tell you something really not important. That meat eater dinosaurs literally get their protein from leaves and get the dirt from meat.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, very interesting, not important, as he prefaced. Because it's not real.
Yeah.
But that was a great theory.
Yep. Dinosaurs lived before humans lived.
Yeah, although some people say that humans lived with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, we are paleontologists.
No, paleontologists are people these days that study dinosaurs. I used to want to be a paleontologist.
I want to be a paleontologist.
Yeah.
I really want to be a paleontologist.
So you can study dinosaurs?
Yeah, because
You can go dig in the desert?
yeah, I really like to dig in.
This used to be an ancient sea.
Find.
It's desert now, but it used to be a big, giant, ancient, shallow sea.
Yep.
So there's lots of fossils out here in the desert.
I want to dig for dinosaur bones. To make a ocean, to fill it up with a bucket of water, and it's gonna flood the sand castle I make. It's gonna
Okay.
flatten the
Let's
sand
go ahead and
castle
make
I make.
our milkshake.
Yeah.
And then you can have your gummies.
Well, I take a tip.
Yes, because you want to take your vitamins with food almost always. You want to take those with food. So the nutrients and the vitamins have something to bind to as they go down your tummy.
You get to help me make it because
Okay.
it's mine.
Yeah, totally. All right. Cheers.